Alright, hey guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different from what I'm used to making, but a lot of you may be aware that I've been delivering pizza for the last 2 months, and I thought it'd be interesting to make a video on my experience and to give you guys some insight on how much you should tip your delivery driver when you're ordering pizza. So first off, always tip your driver, always, no matter what. It doesn't matter what you order, it doesn't matter the cost of the order, it doesn't matter how far away you are from the store. Always tip the driver. And there's a number of reasons why. The first reason is a lot of drivers don't get paid minimum wage. At my store, we get paid like $4.35 an hour while we're out on deliveries, which is extremely low. So if you're not tipping the driver, it's not worth it. Especially considering at most places they have to use their own vehicles. So they have to pay for the wear and tear on their vehicles. You have to get new tires every year or so, which is expensive, upwards of $500 for tires. And then you have to get an oil change every few months. I mean, the costs get up there, especially if you're making car payments every month. You have to just man, your car breaks down. It's crazy how expensive it can be, especially if you get into an accident. The risks are pretty high. So just always tip your driver. Consider it like being served by a waitress or a waiter. The delivery driver is serving your food, so the least you can do is leave them a few dollars. So on to point number 2. Do not order pizza if you can't afford a tip. All right. So number 1 and number 2 pretty much go together. Always tip your driver. Do not order food if you can't afford a tip. Just don't order it. Eat something else. We don't care. Like, honestly, drivers do not care about your business if you're not going to leave a tip. So number 3, this is the value. Always tip at least $3. Okay, at least. $3 is, I would say, the standard. It's the average. $3 is what we tend to expect, but we usually don't always get $3. It doesn't matter like how big the order is. If it's a really tiny order, if you're only ordering like $10 worth of food, still leave a $3 tip. And the reason why is because as drivers, we only get a certain amount of orders per hour. I think typically we get around 2 to 4 deliveries an hour. So if you order a small order and it's only like $5 or $10 and you're not giving a $3 tip, you're really hurting the driver. All right. So I would encourage you guys to order a little bit more than a $10 order. I would say at least a $20 order, and always tip at least $3. And I'm going to put up a little chart here that just shows the like range of tips that I tend to see, and what I think of each one. This is just my personal opinion, but drivers at my store tend to agree with this. So anything under $2 is not a great tip. $2 is like better than nothing. A lot of people do leave $2, but it's not great. $3 I would say is pretty standard. $4 is a great tip. $5 is pretty amazing. $5 tips sort of make up for the people that either don't leave a tip or leave a very low tip. And then anything over $5 is just absolutely amazing. So there's just a nice little chart there, and you can choose. I would encourage you guys to choose $3, $4, or $5 whenever you are ordering pizza. So that's just a nice little chart there, and make sure you guys remember this so that whenever you order pizza, you can have a happy driver. So moving on to number 4, do not, and I repeat, do not let your kids order pizza, and do not let them sign the receipt. Kids, especially teenagers and young kids, they do not understand the concept of a tip, and they'd rather pocket the money that their parents give them, and it happens all the time. Typically speaking, I would say 9 times out of 10, when I get a $0 tip, it's from a kid or a teenager. And it's very frustrating. Sometimes they leave like 50 cents, but it's very frustrating because I know they're not using their own money. They're using their parents' money. Their parents are just not home. They're out working or something like that, and they order pizza and they do not leave a tip, and it's very frustrating. So I'm just saying, do not let your kids order pizza. You should be at the door, and you should not let your kids do it. If they do it, make sure that they're leaving a tip. Make sure you get on to them about it. You can even call the store and like ask them. So on to the last little tip or a little piece of advice here. You should consider all of these things, and you should consider leaving a larger tip if any of these apply. So number one, if you live far away from the store, if you live over 10 minutes from the store, keep in mind a 10-minute drive from the store to your house, and then we had to drive 10 minutes back from your house to the store. It's a long drive. It takes a lot of our time away. We're only getting paid $4 an hour, and it takes half an hour just to do your order alone. We're really not getting paid very much, so you should consider leaving at least a $5 tip if you live that far away. Next, if you order late at night, if you order past like 10 p.m. really late, some people order at like midnight, you should consider leaving a little bit higher tip, just because the people that have to work the night shift are usually the closers, and they have a pretty tough job because they have to clean the store, and it really sucks, and they don't really get paid a whole lot for it. They're just on staff for those few orders that come in, and there's not very many orders, so that means they're not getting very many tips. So consider tipping them a little bit higher if you're one of those late night orders. Next, if you have a large order, consider tipping a little bit. That's pretty standard, I would say. If you're ordering like 10 pizzas, tip a little bit higher than normal. I think some people tip like 10 to 20% of the order like total, but just keep in mind, if you're ordering a large order, just tip a little bit higher. And the next thing, if your location is hard to get to, if you're on like a multi-story apartment, like third floor plus, if you're in a hotel, if you're in a hospital, if you're in a gated community, any of those, and it takes the driver a couple more minutes to get to you, or it takes them a while to get up those stairs, tip them a little bit higher. A lot of people in apartments, especially, they're on like the third floors, and they tend to be the people that don't tip very high. You're telling us to go up 3 flights of stairs to give you a pizza. You should at least give us like a dollar or two extra. So that's pretty much all the points I had for this video. I might make another one just sharing some like more experiences of mine, but I really wanted to make a video just telling other people on what they should tip, because a lot of people don't know. And I guess that's pretty much it. So next time you order pizza, make sure you give a tip of at least $3, and make sure you follow everything else that I said in this video, and it'll make your driver very happy, and so forth. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.